At 87, Pope Francis prepares for his longest trip, covering 30,000 kilometers in 12 days. From September 2 to 13, he will visit Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, and Singapore, marking his 45th international trip. Starting in Indonesia, a predominantly Muslim country, he will proceed to Papua New Guinea, the farthest continent from Rome he has yet to visit. This will be his first visit to Timor-Leste, the youngest Catholic country since 2002. His trip's culmination will be in Singapore, where he will meet leaders of different religions. Despite health issues forcing changes to trips to Africa and the Dubai Climate Summit, when he completes this journey, he will have visited over 65 countries, strengthening global relationships. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic journey to Southeast Asia and Oceania, September 2 to 13. Stay tuned. Pope Francis embarks on his 45th apostolic journey, visiting Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, and Singapore in early September. Starting from Rome on September 2, his first stop is Jakarta, Indonesia, from September 3 to 6. The logo features Pope Francis' blessing with a raised hand set against a golden Garuda, a revered Indonesian eagle, designed in traditional batik patterns. A map of Indonesia highlights its diverse ethnicities, languages, cultures, and beliefs. The motto, faith, fraternity, compassion, reflects spiritual commitment, unity, and compassionate outreach. The visit is eagerly awaited by the faithful in Indonesia and beyond. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic journey to Indonesia, September 3rd to 6th. Stay tuned. Following Papua New Guinea, Pope Francis will visit Timor-Leste until September 11. The visit's logo shows Pope Francis' blessing with a raised hand against a globe from which a map of Timor-Leste emerges. The globe emphasizes the global dimension of the visit, with Timor-Leste's map in the foreground representing the local focus of the trip. The motto for the visit, "May your faith be your culture," encourages the Timorese to integrate their faith with their cultural traditions. This message highlights the value of enculturation, urging the faithful to live out their beliefs in harmony with their rich cultural heritage. The Vatican describes the logo as a symbol of the Pope's blessing and the protection he brings to the Timorese during his journey. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic journey to Timor-Leste, September 9 to 11. Stay tuned. As part of the Apostolic journey to Asia and Oceania, Pope Francis will visit Papua New Guinea from September 6 to 9. The official logo for this visit prominently features a cross, designed with colors that evoke the stunning sunrises and sunsets of Papua New Guinea. Adorning the cross is a bird of paradise, a symbol of the country, while the central theme of the logo is the motto, "Teach us to pray," inspired by the disciples' request to Jesus in Luke 11:1. Designed by Father Tomas Ravoli of the Liturgical Codipedical Institute in Goroko, Eastern Highlands, the logo and motto serve to emphasize the spiritual significance of the Pope's visit, moving beyond a mere tour to deliver a message of faith and prayer to the people of Papua New Guinea. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic journey to Papua New Guinea, September 6th to 9th. Stay tuned. Papua New Guinea, an island nation in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, gained independence from Australia in 1975. Home to over 11 million people, predominantly Melanesian, it boasts over 800 languages, making it one of the most linguistically diverse countries. English, Tok Pesan, and Hiri Motu are the official languages. Christianity is the predominant religion, with 95.6% identifying as Christians according to the 2011 census. The people rely on agriculture, hunting, and fishing, and their lives revolve around extended families. Rich village cultures are prominent throughout the nation. The Holy Father's 3 days visit holds significance not only for the spiritual community, but also for the nation's global image. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic journey to Papua New Guinea, September 6 through 9. Stay tuned. Timor-Leste, also known as East Timor, is the youngest Catholic country in the world. Located in Southeast Asia, it was a Portuguese colony until 1975. After declaring independence, it faced a brutal invasion and occupation by Indonesia. The Catholic Church played a significant role in supporting the struggle for independence, leading to a UN-backed referendum in 1999 and full sovereignty on May 20, 2002. With over 95% of its population being Catholic, the Church remains central to the nation's identity. Bishop Carlos Ximenes Bello and José Ramos Horta, key figures in the independence movement, were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1996. Pope Francis is set to visit Timor-Leste, celebrating Mass at the Tasi Tolu complex in Dili, marking 25 years since the referendum. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic journey to Timor-Leste, September 9 to 11. Stay tuned. The earliest presence of Christianity in Indonesia was traced in Sumatra in the 7th century. Historical records also suggest the visit of Franciscan missionaries to Indonesia, known as the world's largest archipelago with over 13,000 islands. First baptisms in the country were ministered in 1534, and subsequently, Catholic communities were established in the Moluccas, Amboina, and Ternate. Franciscan missionaries visited the vast archipelago, and Jesuit missionary Saint Francis Xavier stayed in Indonesia for 14 months between 1546 and 1547. Despite suppression by the Dutch East India Company in the 17th century, Catholicism persisted. The Indonesian bishops participated in the Second Vatican Council, leading to significant growth post-independence. Today, Indonesia has 29.4 million Christians, marking the second largest Christian population in the Muslim world. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic Journey to Indonesia, September 3rd to 6th. Stay tuned. For the first time ever, a pope visited Singapore in 1986. St. John Paul II came to the country almost 38 years ago during his Asia-Pacific tour. During his brief visit, he met with Singapore President Wee Kim Wee and the Prime Minister. At the National Stadium, Pope Jean Paul II celebrated Holy Mass, which was attended by more than 70,000 people. In his homily, the Pope expressed his desire to stand among them as a servant of Christ's love and peace. Singapore will welcome a pontiff of the Catholic Church for the second time when Pope Francis pays a 3-day visit to the country. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic Journey to Singapore, September 11 through 13. Stay tuned. In the heart of Jakarta stands the Church of Our Lady of Assumption, dedicated to the Virgin Mary. This neo-Gothic Roman Catholic cathedral, officially known as Gereja Santa Maria Dianca Kislega, was originally built in 1829 but collapsed in 1890. It was rebuilt and consecrated in 1901. Inside, the cathedral features 3 altars: the altar of St. Mary on the left, the altar of St. Joseph on the right, and the main altar with a golden cross and tabernacle installed in 1956. The 2021 construction of the Silaturahmi Tunnel connecting the cathedral and the Istiqlal Mosque has turned Jakarta into a symbol of religious harmony. Pope Francis will meet Indonesia's prelates at the cathedral during his visit. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic Journey to Indonesia, September 3rd to 6th. Stay tuned. On September 10, during his 45th Apostolic Journey, Pope Francis will visit Timor-Leste. His itinerary includes Irma's Alma School, dedicated to supporting differently abled children through specialized care and weekly therapy sessions. And the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception in Dili, one of Southeast Asia's largest cathedrals. Consecrated in 1988, this cathedral blends modern and traditional architecture and symbolizes Timor's journey to independence. At the cathedral, the Holy Father will meet with the country's bishops, priests, deacons, consecrated persons, seminarians, and catechists. The day will conclude at the Esplanade of Tachi Tolu, where Pope Francis will celebrate Holy Mass, with over 70,000 faithful expected to attend. Shalom World News brings you the live coverage of the Apostolic journey to Timor-Leste, September 9 to 11. Stay tuned.
Vatican Media English Channel. Vatican Media.
With many bishops of the world, I want to congratulate